Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Valentin Consulting's guest speaker series. We are here with a wonderful guest speaker. But first of all, we just want to say thank you so much for liking and subscribing to our channel. My name is Dr. Daisy Valentin, and I am the CEO and president of Valentin Consulting, where we help you take care of all your accounting, finance, payroll needs, and more. If you want to learn more about that, please don't hesitate to like, subscribe, and look up our information through YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. But first of all, today it's all about our guest speaker, Gabriel Rios. He is from Diversity Media Group, and we are so excited, Gabriel, for you to be here and share with us some of the amazing things that your organization is doing. So please tell us a little bit about you and your organization, and welcome.
All right. First of all, thank you for inviting me to the show. I mean, that's it's very appreciative from mine and grateful. And also, congratulations on your show. I've seen a few of them, and you're doing a great job and giving information to the community. I applaud you for that.
Thank
And
you
as for
so much.
Diversity Media Group, we're a company that does video production, and we do it in a unique way that we involve kids to be a part of our productions. So one of the things that we do what's Poppin Minnesota. That's a mental health show that we're creating right now. We do festivals. We do like the Cinco de Mayo. We help contribute to the Cinco de Mayo entertainment stage, the Tex-Mex stage. We also do the Tex-Mex experience at the Mall of America. We're working on doing a celebration in for the Dia de los Muertos in November. So what the main thing that I'm trying to do, or what Diversity Media is trying to do, is create opportunity for the kids. So by creating festivals and doing this mental health show, we're creating opportunities for the kids to come in and learn about video production.
So, so Gabriel, that is so amazing that you are opening up doors for the next generation. One of the things I wanted to ask you, how did you get into this? Like how did you get into video production? Like how do you, how do you think learning video production can help you people express themselves in today's digital age? Well, how did you come about it as well, other than that?
Well, I started video production in 1995. So if you're going back then, I had hair, and
Wow,
then
that's a lot.
and
That's a
yeah,
lot of years. Not the hair, not the
yeah.
hair, but years.
So, but I was back then, and the interesting thing that got me into video was music. There was
Oh,
the radio stations. I would see that they would always go in free to the dances, to the events, and I said nobody's doing TV. So I went to a public access place,
hmm.
and I learned how to start editing. And I said, okay. So I came in with a camera, and they let me in free. That's how I started
That's
doing video
his
production.
own. How do you say it? Your own organic media production at that
Media
time, right?
pass,
Like,
right? And it worked.
uh,
I mean, but the main thing was I fell in love with doing it. Then it became a passion of mine, and I was a pioneer back then. That we're talking 95, 98. I was
hmm
in Channel 6. I was the only uh, Latin show that was going
hmm
weekly. I mean, there was a few shows done before me, but they were just done periodically. But I had a weekly
hmm
show that it was called the Estilo Tejano. Later on was Pachanga del Norte, but I was on every week. I would put my kids up there. I would go to the community, and it was fun. But I learned a lot how to do production, and then I
that is
went to school after
amazing.
that.
That's amazing. So, are you from Minnesota? Where are you from? Like, where did you bring this passion from? Like, what cultura do you come from?
I'm Mexican Americans, so I grew up in Texas, I'm a Tejano, and so I've been in Minnesota since 1982,
Oh,
and
wow.
so I've been here when there was like only 2,000 people in our community. We're talking about in the
Oh, wow.
community, and maybe
Why did
four or
you
five
leave
thousand the whole
Texas
state,
though? Texas is so much warmer than Minnesota.
right? And that's what they keep asking me. But
But
what
it
did the
did snow
Minnesota offers,
recently. It did snow
right?
recently in Texas.
Yeah. But one of the
But what?
things that Minnesota offers is opportunity,
Yes.
and work. So
Yes,
so that
there's a lot here.
it was either be cold or go back in the heat. So I decided to stay cold.
Especially today. Thank God we can do these productions online because we would be freezing right now in this state.
Right?
Um, so you talked about your What's Poppin' Minnesota, and what ways can programs like What's Poppin' Minnesota inspire the next generation of filmmakers, journalists, and creators? How can how can we as community leaders partner with you to really show what this program, what inspires it.
One of the main thing that inspires me is economics for the kids. I mean, it's all about paying the kids. Somebody asked me one time, "Well, how do you keep the kids off the streets?" And
Mm.
people keep saying, "Well, give them sports, give them music, give them arts," which is important. I agree,
Mhm.
but I believe the number one way, again, this is my opinion, is to give them money. You know, you
Mhm.
pay them, and
Pay them
if
for
you
their
give them a
talent,
job,
right?
right,
Pay them
you
for their
definitely.
talent.
Well, pay them to find the talent because at their
Mm.
age they don't know their talent yet because they come to diversity media group and they work and I don't got full-time or part-time jobs for them so they only come periodically but they have a resume so
Mm.
I teach them working skills when they go work do an event they're not on their phone they're doing they're doing like it's a job
Mhm.
so kind of prepare them for the business structure some of the kids are working with Five Below or different companies and Cup Foods but the bottom line is they wouldn't have been doing it it's easier for them to get a job if they have something on their resume saying that they were doing video production.
Yes, yes. Now, how can how can youth leverage video production skills to address issues important to their communities? So you're talking about money, providing them money so they can get life skills. So how does this help their community, like the issues in their community?
Mental health is really huge right now. I mean, that's it's been huge, not just right now. It's been huge for for a long time. Even before we knew a lot about mental health, we've always known that it's always an issue. So just that spreading the word about mental health. My son, Gabe Flaco, he's doing he does the host of the show,
Hmm.
and so what we're trying to do with what's popping is we're trying to put it on channel 23 and I already got the networks there we're going to be on channel 23 which is CWTV and so once we get it to that level then the kids could come up with ways of how to create stuff for mental health and the kids are learning about mental health as they're doing it they got to do the research they got to do this and that so yeah because I think that's important like what you're saying is well they might not continue doing mental health. They might find a niche in the community like racism. It could be even sports. It could be music, whatever thing niche that they like, but they'll be able to create a show, and that's what
Yeah.
the bottom line is
Create
about.
content based on their experiences and things like that. I think this question that I was going to ask you, you kind of like answered it for me because it was like some of the challenges that youth face in the world of media, right? There's a lot of media
Mhm.
challenges as well. How can we support them in overcoming those? Because like with the, I guess the TikTok ban, nobody's paying me to say that, by the way. Um,
Yeah,
these different things that are coming about with media, right? Especially like you mentioned, with mental health, especially in the youth, right? Since COVID, just expressing what they're all about. I think it's really important to hone in how can we support them in overcoming these issues.
right now the grant money or donations that help a lot because that keeps the kids coming back. They don't want to come go somewhere and not get paid, and then where they can be playing video games.
Mhm.
or being out walking the streets or doing something.
Mhm.
And as good that you mentioned the social media portion because you got the influencers. They have a
Mhm.
camera that they do the just the self, the
Mhm.
regular cameras, but they get a lot of views. which is okay. But what
Mhm.
we're trying to teach them with live streaming is how do you do it with two or three cameras, like you're doing it right here.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
a lot similar to it, where you put we put graphics, we put videos, but we do it in a studio setting, like a virtual studio, and
Yeah, you're
so
giving them a sense of learning a skill, not just
correct.
a can't, you know what I mean? Like, so they can be another Stephen King, is that his name? Stephen King, you know, the ones that do the
Yeah,
movies, or Tyler Perry, or someone like that, right? Some of those, you know, those big people, like, you know, our generation, we struggled a lot with that, but we will I see that you're trying to bring that into the youth so they can see, hey, we still have an opportunity in this sector, in the field, because it's a broad field. You know,
it
media
is.
production is a broad field, like you mentioned, because it's not about what type of topic they're talking about, because every topic can be brought in media. It's about how you create the content, how you create the production for that topic that you're expressing it for. And I think that's something that many even parents, you know, that when kids say, "Oh, I want to be an actor, or I want to do production, or I want to be, you know, in communications or something like that." Parents don't understand. How do you help parents understand that this is a beneficial for their youth?
The first thing, it's again, number one is economics, and the second part is teaching them employment skills.
Mhm.
That's what they're learning. They're not just employment skills, they're learning to deal with other kids in a social manner, because nowadays the kids, not that I'm taking it away from it, but a lot of them, they communicate through the video. They still
Mhm.
communicate, which is good,
Mhm.
they don't communicate too much since COVID. A lot of us don't communicate face to face anymore. Look at
Mhm.
us right now. It's
And
kind of
look
like,
at us right now. Exactly. We're not even in an actual studio. We're right here.
yeah,
I
because we got used to it, and we got access to the media, we got access to the technology, and it's easier for everybody. But that does
so
take away the human factor.
yeah,
That
it
you're
takes away
dealing with
the
somebody next
social
to you.
skills, the social skills that
Yep,
they need
and
to be
that's part of
around
the things that
people.
that
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's the reason, like, I have a younger child at home, and that's the reason, like, he's in piano and he's in jujitsu and he's in different things, because he needs to be surrounded by other kids, other, you know, individuals of his age, to create socialism, you know, to have that sense of belonging. I think it is. I think that's a great thing. And I hear that in what you're doing is not only are you providing them employment skills, experience to put on their resume, but you're also providing them life experiences. Because if because when you're creating something, it's something that actually is happening in the world, right? It's actually happening in the world, like telenovelas, right? Soap operas. What do soap operas come from? Where do movies come from? Where do series come from? They come from somebody's imagination, but they do come from somebody's life
yeah,
experience, just tweaked a little bit, right? So I think it's really
correct.
good that you're empowering the youth to, you know, and what, you know, whether you're paying them or not, they're getting more value than just a payment. You
Correct.
know, they're
Yeah, I
getting
totally
so
agree.
much more. Now I know, I have this last question, and I know you got a little clip that you're going to share with us too about what you do with the youth. So this last question is, how do you see video production shaping the future of storytelling in Minnesota?
That's the thing, that it's a lost art. It is. And we're talking about when you watch the TV news, and or something like that on TV nowadays, where it's even maybe Twin Cities Live or some show like that,
Mhm.
where even then it's taking a lot of the production stuff away, because it's all technology nowadays.
Mhm.
So the way I'm trying to shape the future is for the kids to see that there's another alternative way
Mm.
of expressing themselves.
Mhm.
and in a professional way. You know, because this could be a career. I mean, some because one, not too many people are doing it anymore. Because there a lot of people. I remember back in the day. We digress a little bit, but I'm going back in the day when the bands didn't want their music videos on YouTube because they didn't
Mhm.
like the sound. Now
Mm.
it's like, you want any clip in there up there, just put me up there. They don't care what they sound like anymore.
Mhm.
So the production value is that's the
Is
part that I'm
reduced.
trying to.
It's reduced. That's what you're
Have a
saying.
production, something you can be proud of. So the kids, when they see it on TV, can you imagine having a 15, a 14, and an 18-year-old doing a TV show? And I mean, or even just when you if you go to the Tex-Mex experience, you'll see the kids up there on stage
Mhm.
actually switching cameras, zooming in, zooming out with actual equipment, not this
Not
PTZ stuff.
technology, not all this
Yeah,
AI stuff,
it's actually,
basically.
it's kind of old school kind of, and people are going like, well, you should be teaching them old school, but that's how you learn teamwork.
Well, yeah, but you need to bring the old school with the new school. I mean,
Correct.
yeah, we are technology based. Everything's going to technology. But if technology shuts down, what are you going to do
Yeah.
then? My older kids grew up knowing what a radio was, like an actual, one of those radios that you put the battery in and you can listen to. Most kids now are dependent on their cell phones or something digital, right? So if the power goes out, they ain't got nothing to listen to. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I think it's good to bring both types in, because now you're not seeing the authenticity of the value of that production
Yep.
anymore, right? The authenticity. And I think that's what you're showing these students. So even when they go into, let's say if they go into a career of production, they can bring that authenticity even if they have to use AI. You know what I mean? Even if they have to bring that AI, they can do it. What I like is I saw a show one day that was called something project. It was some kids doing what you say. They were just producing. It was just, not edited, just producing, taking a camera, doing different things. And I really liked that because it showed their personality, their character, what they're doing and how they're doing it. So that is really great what you're doing. So tell us a little bit about what you're going to show us really quickly, and then I want you to give us even more information after the fact.
All right. Well, this little clip is like a 40-second clip, and it's about what's poppin' Minnesota, the show that we're trying to create. And my son is doing the behind this the host, and we did a like little prop. The kids were doing the graphics and stuff, so we did um, like a little demo or a pilot, not a pilot because it's only like 30 seconds,
Kind of like
just
a
a feel of what
trailer.
the show's going to be about and what we talk about, and you might learn something about me here too as well.
Okay.
Today on What's Poppin', we delve into the stories of resilience with individuals navigating the challenging paths of sobriety and mental health. Our guest today will share his raw, inspiring journeys, shedding light on the struggles and victories since being released from prison. Join us for a powerful dialogue that breaks stigmas and celebrates the brave steps toward healing and well-being. Welcome to the show, my father, Gabriel Rios Sr. What's up, Dad?
How's it going?
It's going.
Congratulations on your new show.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I'm going to just jump right into these questions, if that's okay with you.
Thank you.
All right. How did your experience go within the federal prison program?
Well, the thing that we do with any kind of program, the first thing you want to do is look at yourself, and the first things, the thoughts that kind of come to your mind.
I guess that's it. It's just a little clip, just to show the kind of gives you a feel of what we're trying to do is talking about mental health and what's interesting is I have the same shirt on that I have right now.
I think you're doing this production back to back.
right?
You're
We
doing the
just did it
production
just
back
2 minutes ago.
to
That's
back.
how good we are. We just did it a few minutes ago, and
Yeah,
I'm ready to
that's
go.
how good exactly. That was the way it works. But that was
But
amazing. I love how natural, your son is just bringing in, he's talking, he's confident. I love the way the stage is. I mean, it's really good. It looks like I'm actually watching, one of those shows on national television, you know what I mean? So that is really really good. And maybe later in the future, we can talk a little bit about your story too, because it's really important for people to hear your story as
oh yeah,
well. Like you were
I do
saying
have a
about your
story.
your son was sharing there, but it just lets people know that there is a opportunity out there for everyone, for everyone, especially like you mentioned, mental health or students that are struggling with different things in their home, in their school. I think it's really important, like you mentioned um, briefly, that this program helps students, um, you know, get out of their comfort zone, but also get out of the things that life may pull them to, right? Pull them to, which are different types of struggles as a teenager, right? As a youth, with their peers and things like that. So I really am so grateful that you were here today to share Popping Minnesota. What's Poppin Minnesota? And you just mentioned that you do something in the Mall of America,
That's
right?
correct.
You
Yes,
do a Tex Mex, what was it,
experience,
experience in Mall
experience. Yeah,
America, and
we bring it
I know
back
I
in
saw
Texas.
that. I know I saw that. I saw something on Mall America, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that person. I know that person, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna interview him this week. And please, please make sure you share that, because many Latino or colored students don't even know that that exists. They don't even know that that exists out there in the Mall of America, and it's in centralized area. So what time of the year or what month is this something you do monthly? Is it a specific time of the year? When does this happen?
It's annually, and it's our fourth year is going to be in July. It's usually around the middle of July, in second week, second or
Okay,
third week.
okay, so it's coming up. It's coming up,
It's coming up.
right? Oh, cool. So, FYI, reach out to Gabriel if you are interested. If you have a youth that's interested, reach out to him. I know that we have his website right here. He has his information behind him as well. If you're looking for something for your youth, or looking for someone that you feel that Gabriel can help your youth, please reach out to him. He has a lot of experience, with this, with the youth, and bringing them to a great opportunity. So, Gabriel, thank you so much for being here. We are so happy that you took out this time to be with us today. And also, I want to tell all the viewers, like and subscribe so you can continue to hear from some great speakers that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. And we are so grateful to have everyone here. And if you're interested in being a guest speaker, please reach out to us at info@valentin.com, as well as you see in the message below. Like and subscribe, and continue to support our leaders here, not only in Minnesota, but also across the nation. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Dr. Daisy Valentin, and we are so excited to bring this to you. Thank you.